What's up, everybody? My name is Brad, and today I'm doing another book review for you, and that's on Stephen King's Elevation. On the cover it says it's a novel, but really it's more of a novella. It's only 146 pages. But this is set in King's fictional town of Castle Rock. It follows the story of Scott, and he, throughout the story, is afflicted with some type of sickness or phenomenon. We're not really sure. The book never really delves too deep into it, which is one of the detriments to the book, I think. But Scott is losing physical weight without losing mass to his body. So it's almost as if gravity isn't pulling down on him as much, but he's not losing, actually any physical mass to his body. He's just losing weight, and it deals with that. And then Scott has new neighbors who moved into town. It's Deidre and Missy. They're a lesbian married couple. And being in a small town up in the north, they're sort of shunned and discriminated against. They have a fine dining restaurant that people sort of are ignoring and not eating at. And, the couple is, trying to keep that up, but it seems like they're going to lose their business and stuff because people are against their lifestyle. But they sort of have a feud going with Scott, their neighbor, because their dogs come and crap on his lawn, and that pisses him off. So they don't really get off on a great foot. But throughout the story, they sort of become aligned with each other, form an alliance of sorts, despite their differences. There's like a 12K race, and he helps one of them out during the race. And they sort of become friends and are able to deal with Scott and his affliction, I guess you'd call it, by the end of the book, sort of. But this is only a 2-star read for me. It was okay. It wasn't great. I feel like it was too short for its own good. Like I said, it never really delves very deep into, the issue that Scott has, as far as he just sort of accepts it. He goes to the doctor, they can't really find anything wrong with him, and he just sort of accepts what's happening to him. I would have liked more in-depth into that, what caused it, whether it be supernatural or something like that. It doesn't really delve too deep into it. I don't always need answers in books to explain things, but I would have liked more explanation in this one. I felt like it would have made the story better. Stephen King always writes great characters, but I feel like the characters in this book, he was just sort of scratching the surface with them. We don't really get too much in depth with these characters, I don't think, compared to a lot of his other stories. And again, I think that's due to how short this actually is. If he would have expanded this out to maybe 250, 300 pages and give us more backstory and depth about the characters themselves and Scott's weightless affliction that he's going through, I feel like it could have been a better story, at least maybe 3 stars. Another reason, this book is physically small. It's not a very big book. It's only 146 pages, and the font is sort of big. It's got pretty big margins, and it's a $20 book. I don't think it's worth $20. Maybe if this was in a collection, with some other short stories or novellas of his, it might have been more worth it. But just standing on its own, I don't think it's worth the 20 bucks. But those are sort of my thoughts on it. Like I said, it was just okay. It didn't really do too much for me. Sort of the characters were sort of surface level. Didn't delve deep into Scott's weightless affliction, which I wish it would have gone more into that, whether it was supernatural or who knows what it might have been. But this is just a 2-star read for me. So what did you think of Stephen King's Elevation? If you've read it, did you like it? Did you dislike it? What are your thoughts on the price for something this small? Do you think $20 is fair? Do you think that's too much? I'd like to discuss all that stuff down in the comments with you. But that's all I have for today. So thanks for spending your time with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.